What do you do when someone you're dating asks for time to think about whether or not they want to keep seeing you? I am so excited to get into today's dating dilemma. Welcome back to Dating Intentionally. I'm Talia, and I'm loving this series where I get to answer more of your dating questions here on YouTube, not just on the podcast, which, by the way, you can listen to on any podcast platform if you're trying to figure out how to date without all the stress and the BS. If you have a dating dilemma that you want some clarity on, you can submit it anonymously in the form link below. All right, let's do it. I, 35 female, have been seeing a guy, 39 male, for 2 weeks. We have been on 5 dates in total and had sex on the 4th date. A few days after our last date, he texted me and he said he felt like I liked him more than he liked me and that he was worried about hurting me and asked if it was a good idea to continue seeing each other. I found this disheartening, but was honest and confirmed that I did like him and I wanted to see where things go. He asked for some time to think and that we meet in a week to see where we're at. Does this mean he is not really interested and just trying to delay hurting me since this is something he finds difficult? Is it a red flag? Should I meet him? And if so, how should I handle it? All right, let me know what you think in the comments. I kind of think there is a very obvious answer here. The answer was kind of in your message, which is that he texted you and said that he felt like you liked him more than he liked you and he was worried about hurting you, and he was kind of putting the ball in your court, being like, should we keep seeing each other? And I feel like he was probably expecting you to end it there. I think some people would take that message as like, this person is basically telling me they're not into me and I'm going to just call it here because there's no point in continuing with someone who's not into me. And I don't like the way he did that. I don't think that's the right way to do that. I think being like, hey, I think you're more into it than I am. Should we keep going is a really weird thing to do in dating. Like, that in and of itself is a red flag. And then needing time to think about continuing to see someone you've known for 2 weeks is ridiculous to me. You barely know each other. What? Like, if you are trying to figure out whether or not you want to keep dating someone, you know how you do that? By dating them, by continuing to get to know them, not by pulling away for a week to mull things over after 2 weeks of dating. I do believe the part about him not wanting to hurt you. I've said this in a previous video. I think some men and people operate in a way they're just trying to not be the bad guy. And in trying to not be the bad guy, they're still the bad guy in a way. They're still hurting you. And that's because that is unavoidable in dating. Even if you're not a bad person, you're still going to hurt people when you reject them. And that's just part of it. We have to kind of be okay with that a little bit and try to reject people in the most respectful way possible, which this is not that. This is not respectful in my opinion. This is wishy-washy, confusing, mixed signals, all the above. And as for what you did, you got honest and vulnerable and you said, hey, I want to keep seeing you actually. I think that's fine to do, but you never want to be in a position where you're convincing someone to stay. That's not how a healthy relationship starts. To answer your questions, does this mean he's not really interested and just trying to delay hurting me since this is something he finds difficult? I think yes. Is it a red flag? I think yes. Should I meet him? And if so, how should I handle it? Well, okay, first of all, I'm going to reach out to you and see if he did follow up. Part of me thinks he's not going to and will just ghost you because he's so scared of letting you down. I assume he's going to ghost you because he can't face actually rejecting you based on this previous behavior. But if he does reach out and he does want to meet, I mean, maybe I would offer a phone call. Can't this meeting be an email kind of thing, right? I think a phone call would be a better use of your time to see what he has to say, because you don't want to show up to a coffee that then ends up being weird and you don't know where things are. So yeah, I think a phone call would be ideal if he does reach back out. And how to handle it, I mean, I would be turned off at this point. But if you want to give him a second chance, absolutely. But yes, my main advice here is to assume it's over, continue to date other people. And if he does reach out, you can then decide if you want to keep seeing him. And if that's what you want to do, great, go for it. In my experience, when someone asks for a break or space in terms of like over a week, I'm not talking about 24 hours. I'm talking about like a week. or more, it's usually a bad sign and it's the first step towards something being over. It's like ripping a band-aid off really slowly instead of just in one go. And again, like it's different than asking for space when you're in a conflict and that person needs to emotionally regulate and calm down. This person's just being like, how can I soften the blow as much as possible that I'm not into this person? Also, since you had sex, that makes it even harder for him to reject you because he probably feels bad about having sex with you and then rejecting you. This is a thing that I've talked through with a lot of men, and it sucks. There's no way to come out of that without, being the bad guy, unfortunately. I would love to hear your take on this. What do you think? Has this ever happened to you? How would you move in this situation? What would your move be? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more dating advice every week. And of course, don't miss the Dating Intentionally podcast for more deeper dives into topics just like this. It's on every podcast platform. Thanks for watching.